If you're like me and you spend way too much time behind a steering wheel and you believe in concealed carry, then you've probably already figured out there are some challenges involved with carrying a firearm in a vehicle. Well, in this video we're going to take a look at a product which is designed to help overcome some of those challenges, and I'll tell you a quick story about how this was really brought home to me in a very personal way. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name is Brian. Thanks for watching. So, as I said, I spend way too much time behind this windshield. And if you know anything about Atlanta traffic, it's just getting worse and worse, and it's probably getting worse where you are. So as you may know, being in a vehicle does present some pretty unique challenges to carrying a firearm. So let me tell you about a quick story that really kind of brought this challenge home to me, and then we'll get to talking about this product from a good friend of mine. So I'm driving along one day in Atlanta, and as usual, I've got my pistol on my hip. I'm buckled into my seatbelt for safety, right? And I'm stopped at a light. Well, I hear a horn blow. I look up behind me, and I see this guy getting out of his car. So my first reaction was, you hear about all these stories about road rage and people doing crazy things. I mean, I'm thinking, did I accidentally cut this guy off, or did I do something stupid and didn't know it, or whatever? I mean, I don't know what the deal is. And I'm thinking, okay, can I get my gun out, or what to do? I mean, I don't know. You never know these days, right? So I think I don't want to look threatening. I don't want to like somebody to see me drawing a pistol unless I have to. But I was able to kind of, I'm buckled in. It's really tight over here on the side, so it's kind of hard to get to. And I did manage to get it out and kind of hide it. And he came up and said, look, I just want to let you know you got a low tire. So that's great. I was happy to hear that, but that really got me to play in the what if game. What if it had not been for to helpful purpose? What if you had ill intent towards me? So fast forward a few days, I was talking to my friend John, the owner of Hawg Holsters, my favorite holster ever, and the one that I'm wearing today and every day. And I told him about this incident and said, you know what, I kind of wish there was a way, maybe you could figure out a way to mount a holster in a vehicle so that it's accessible, but it's secured enough where if you have a wreck or if somebody hits you, it won't come flying around and become a what do they call it, projectile object, right? So he said, well, you know what, believe it or not, I'm working on something like that, so your timing's excellent. I think it took him several months of different iterations and improvements and testing and developing until, he sent me a few of the early prototypes and said, look, just check this out, but we're not done yet. Well, he's finally done. He's got the product out there. It's amazing. It's only $20, and it's called the Hawg Holsters Gazeta, because it goes into your seatbelt latch. And just to show you, it's not just me that thinks this is cool. I'm going to show you how this thing works, but this is the United States Concealed Carry magazine. They contacted John, not the other way around, they wanted to find out more information about it. They gave him a full-page spread of the Editor's Choice new product, Concealed Carry Magazine Editor's Choice. Big congratulations goes to John for that, because again, he didn't contact them, they contacted him because they found out about this product. And there's a picture of it, but I've got the real thing right here, and I'm just going to show you. Anyway, it's the Gozenta. It's not only a holster clip, but it's also a multi-tool. It's got a bottle opener here and a couple of hex stuff here, and you can use a 1/4-inch driver. And it's got different ones because there may be a little bit of tolerance difference in some of your 1/4-inch drivers if you need to use that. But let me just show you how this thing works, because it's really cool. My totally non-scientific observations have led me to believe that probably about 75–80% of the time, most vehicles have one occupant, which is behind the steering wheel. Typically there's an empty seat over here, which means there's an empty seat belt latch down here. So let me just get this out of the way so you can see a little better. And what that means is that's a perfect opportunity for you to use the Gazeta from Hawg Holsters to secure your firearms. Let me just show you how this works. First of all, you'll notice that there's a pretty big similarity between the seatbelt latch and the Gazeta. This is on purpose. John's designed this to fit virtually any seatbelt on the market, any vehicle rather on the market. And basically this thing just snaps in like so, and to get it out, it's just like a seatbelt. So which means that gives you the ability to use this empty seatbelt when there's nobody else in the vehicle to secure your firearm so it's not flying around the vehicle in case of an accident. It's handy in one place and you know where it is. So let me just show you how the Gazeta works. First of all, this is a standard ulti-clip. and it just uses a spring clip right here. And John uses ulti clip on all his holsters. That's why one reason Hawg Holsters is so cool. So for a standard ulti clip, you've got a riding side and a non-riding side. You're going to put the riding side against the holster. You got a little notch there. Just put the hook on the ulti clip in the little notch and clip it down. What that does, that puts it on here like that. You're still going to have a little pivot to it, but that's okay. The main thing is you don't want this thing to be a loose projectile flying around in case of an accident. And also you want to be able to know right where it is. And then you just snap it in. If you need your, hopefully you never do, but if you need your pistol, it's right there. You can draw it out and put it back in. And even if you got a big old console like I do here, it's still right there, very easy to use. Okay, so there's that. The second, and then to pull it out, just pop it off here, open the ulti clip up, pull the Gazenta off, and you can put this back on your body. And that's how the regular standard ulti clip works. I've also got on the waist right here the ulti clip XL, which is designed to go around the belt. It's a little different design, but it's a very useful design. So, and it works exactly the same, except in this case you want to put the riding away because it's a little longer. That way the clip can go into this little notch. Same thing, just hook it down there, put the clip in the notch, not on the metal, but in the little notch. And the paracord is just there for a cushion to kind of help keep it from rattling around a little more than necessary. And then just pop it in. Same thing. It's got a little more pivot on it, but it's not going to come off. If you need it, you can draw it out. And then pull it out, and there you go. To take it off, you do the same thing. Open it up, and take it off. And you can rearm your body. And there you go. That's the Gazeta from Hawg Holsters. And by the way, a friend of John's named that because it Gazenta the seatbelt. Man, John's just a great guy. If you're not familiar with Hawg Holsters, first of all, I encourage you to check them out. They are literally the best holster I've ever used. I'm just not going to try a different holster. I love these holsters. They really work. Either with the regular ulti clip or the XL. And the Gazeta solves a problem that most of us who spend a lot of time driving around have recognized a long time ago. It's just a very, and if you don't want it to be seen, just throw a t-shirt or a handkerchief or something over it, you know, when you're driving around. So that way you don't, you're not, obviously, people, it'll drive through, or, you're at the Chick-fil-A or whatever. It just covers it up and it looks fine. But if you need it, it's right there. Okay, so that is a quick look at the Gazeta from Hawg Holsters. I'll put a link in the description below, and maybe one right up here where you can go check it out and get your own Gazeta. Again, this is pretty much universal for any vehicle. About 20 bucks, which is great. The USCCA Editor's Choice product, which is really cool. I mean, I think John really hit it out of the park with this one, so hopefully this has been helpful. Once again, thanks to John at Hawg Holsters for sending me this so I can show it to you. And as always, 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 thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a brand new video every Friday and Saturday, and sometimes random videos throughout the week. You can check out another one right there about where the windshield is. And if you're not subscribed, please click right down there and in the corner, and make sure you click that little notification bell so you don't miss a single video. I really appreciate your support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.